Good day, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. It is 12 p.m. and we like to start on time so that this way you can maximize your day. And this today is going to be a presentation that is on behalf of the NC Rule Center, on behalf of Thread Capital, Corner Square Community Capital, NC Invest, and the Business Connectivity Alliance. Now, my name is Pennix-Brown, and I will be your guide today as we talk about the journey that we're going to take throughout the state of North Carolina next year in 2024. And that actual trip, that journey, is going to be called the Rural Road Trip Small Business Edition. Now, if you do have any questions, you can feel free to go ahead and type them in the question section because we'd love to be able to answer any questions that you have. But I will kind of table them to the end. So if you type them in, I can go ahead and I can look at your questions, and then I will make sure that we leave space at the end of this in order to be able to answer all of the questions. So let's jump in, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you our presentation for today so that we can get started. And then this way, if you do have questions, you feel free to let me know. Again, type them in the question section. Now, you should be able to see what is on our screen right now. And so the Rural Road Trip is going to be something that is here to activate your connections and partnerships in the NC business ecosystem. And you're probably like, well, what does that mean? What it really means is we're taking the time and the initiative by combining the efforts of these organizations to literally bring some things to you, to unite the rural areas. So the NC Rural Center focuses on, of course, businesses and organizations that are in rural areas. Now, all of the other organizations are there to really pull people together. Thread Capital and Corner Square and NC Invest do different areas of financing. When you come out to these events, oftentimes what happens is you'll have the business service organizations, or you could say business support organizations, where they get together and they mix and mingle. And then sometimes you'll have entrepreneurs that'll be in their own little clusters and they'll mix and mingle. But there's not necessarily a time when the business support organizations and the business owners get together. So what we've done is we've come up with the Rural Road Trip Small Business Edition in order to bring all of those people together across the state. And so this will enable you to be able to come out, to learn about what these organizations do, to find out about the resources that are actually in your communities. And when we say your community, what we mean is not just your county, we mean the surrounding counties around you. So in a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and show you a map so that this way you can actually indicate what your area is in the state. Now, the thing about this is that this collaboration is here to focus the business service organizations with the business owners. And again, that's an important factor because oftentimes, you'll go and you'll find out about one resource, but there's something else that you don't know about. And so this is geared to make sure that you know about all of the different things. Now, I am a big believer in crossing the counties, okay? For years, my company has been able to do that throughout the state. And what I've found is that sometimes the money that you're looking for or the client that you're looking for may be one county over. So this organization as a whole of us putting this together allows people to be able to literally come together and to be able to find out what's going on, right? And what's getting ready to happen. So this will help you to be able to kind of stay ahead of the curve and ahead of your competition. So if you're a business owner, I would strongly suggest that one of the things that you can do for your business is to network with other people and to know who is in your community who can help you. Now, if you're on the other side of that and you're a business support organization, it could be that maybe you didn't cross that county line and you could, and now you find your next client and there is somebody that needs your help. Now, we recognize that, oftentimes it's not going to make a difference when you decide to do stuff because somebody always is unable to make it. However, what we're doing is we're prepping you in advance so that this way, by the time that you get to the year of 2024, you will be able to put this on your calendar and make sure that you're in attendance. So when we talk about doing the Rural Road Trip Small Business Edition, we want more people to be connected, which is why we're bringing it to you in the communities. So we've chosen to partner with different areas of the SBTDC and the Small Business Center Network in order to be in your location, to be able to accommodate up to 100 people, and for each event to be able to also accommodate up to 10 exhibitors. Now, do you want to be one of those exhibitors? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you just want to come and check the event out. Either way, you get the opportunity to be able to do that. Now, Registration for this, just to let you know, we start in January and we go all the way to July. So there are going to be 7 areas of the state that we're going to be able to cover, which will cover the state in its entirety. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be in your city. So it might mean that we're in your area and you might need to drive just a little bit in order to get to the location. But we promise you it's going to be a great day for you to be able to learn, for you to be able to network. And we also have a little thing that we're going to be putting in each one of them, which is a pitch competition and, of course, our exhibitor market. So you can get ready for a great year. And as of today, we are 31 days away from our first one. Now, our first stop is going to be up in Northeast North Carolina because we're going to be at Elizabeth City State University. And that first one is hosted by the SBTDC at Elizabeth State University, which is also, they are part of the SBA. So if you said, okay, you know what? I wanted to take a little vacation anyway. I wanted to go up to Northeastern North Carolina. Then this is your chance when we start in 31 days. So seats are limited for each event. So this means if you are an exhibitor, there's only 10 exhibitor spaces. If you are going to be an attendee, then what we did was we limited those spaces. So it's no more than 100 as far as the total goes. Now, this is our agenda so that this way you can kind of know exactly what to expect because the agenda is the same for each one of the events. You have time in the beginning to get there, to take a sip of something, probably some coffee or some hot chocolate or some water or some juice. Get a nice little tasty little something to eat because every event is going to have what I like to call a graze area where the food will be set up when you get there. The drinks will be set up so you do not need to stop and get your coffee or get something to eat before you come. We want to make this as comfortable as possible for you. Now, I do say for people, just FYI, if you do have dietary restrictions, then you might need to bring your own food, but you're more than welcome to do that. So when you get there, you get a relaxing environment. You get the opportunity to network. You get the opportunity to be able to go around to the resource partners as soon as you get there. Then we go into our panels, and then it's just going to change depending upon which event, because since we do have multiple sponsors for this, as far as the partners that are putting it together, we might have a VC panel for one of them, which is a venture capitalist, or a business support organization panel, or a CDFI panel. And so this way you'll get to meet from, people from all of those different disciplines. Then we'll have a break. Then we'll do a pitch competition. So this is where you'll get the opportunity to pitch your business to win money that you can actually receive for your business. And I think that if you're talking about, how we can invest in the community, that's an immediate investment, being able to actually put money in the hands of small business owners. Take another little break, and then we go into our speed networking and our resource fair so that you can then get around the room. So for my people who are introverts, this might be your opportunity to be a little bit scared. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Introverts typically do not necessarily like networking. However, the way that we're going to do our networking will allow you to be able to still be an introvert or an extrovert like myself and be able to connect with people in a small amount of time. And then after that, we go into our general networking, which will enable you to be able to just walk around the room, peruse, and possibly talk to people that maybe you haven't seen in a long time, meet some new people, and the next client that you have might be right there in the room. So this is giving you kind of a little breakdown of what we plan on doing. And this is the thing. Again, we have 10 spaces. So our goal is to make sure that half of them are going to be business support organizations and the other half will be our actual business owners in the community. But I need you to understand, for us and for this purpose of this event, that exhibitor means you will not be tangibly selling anything. So if you know you have a physical product that you want to sell, that means you cannot sell it at this event, because most of the events are at colleges. And so they are not necessarily allowing us to be able to sell things. And plus, we want this to be a very low pressure event where people don't feel inundated or obligated to be able to make a purchase from someone. It doesn't mean that you can't showcase your goods and your services. So if you decided that you wanted to be one of the resource partners, or that you want to be an exhibitor, my suggestion would be have your business cards, have any printout assets that you feel like you would like to use, maybe a sample of your product, depending on if you are product-based. If you have something that's planned afterwards because you're a service-based organization, then this way you can invite people, you can get email addresses as long as people opt in to give them to you. This would be a great time for you to showcase your business. And let me tell you this, our fee is only $100. We provide the table, we provide the chairs, and we provide the location. Every location is indoors, just FYI, for you to be successful. And in addition to that, we also provide the marketing in advance to let people know about your business. So people that would be a great candidate for being resource partners or exhibitors would be people that have a website and people that have a social media presence, which allows us to be able to do more marketing for you in advance to let people know about your business or your organization. Now, the thing is, you can register for more than one if your business does cover multiple areas, or if your business is also, a statewide type of organization. Some people are very regional. Some people cover the whole entire state. It's totally up to you. And these things are first come, first serve. So just FYI, there's multiple options as far as you can pay with a credit card, you can pay with a check. All of it is done online, okay? And so that should make it a lot easier for you to go ahead and register to be an exhibitor. And you don't have to, because you could just be an attendee, but you do have the option, okay? Now, next, for sponsors, we would love to have you sponsor the event because each one of these events is free and open to the public. The only thing that we are charging for are those exhibitor spaces. But if your organization feels like you love to support entrepreneurship in the state of North Carolina, you definitely want to see more businesses grow, and you're also invested in the rural areas and making sure that they have the resources that are necessary in order to help them thrive, then we would love to have you sponsor. And you can contact Janelle Austin at jaustin@ncrulescenter.org, and she'd be more than happy to take your sponsorship and talk with you about options that align with your goals. So anybody that's interested in sponsoring, she is the one that you need to connect. You can go ahead and send her an email and then go ahead and help us to help more entrepreneurs and business service organizations throughout the state of North Carolina. Now, in addition to that, January 19th is our first Rural Road Trip Small Business Edition. Again, this one is sponsored with the SBTDC, and I want to first of all thank Matthew, and I also want to thank Brandy from up there at Elizabeth City State University for being so gracious to be our first host. Now, the thing about this is I just went this weekend to go check out our location. It is a great location, plenty of space, plenty of parking, very easy to find, and we would love to have you there in January. Now, you might also be thinking, well, okay, what if I can't make it in January? It's cool. We have 7 of them. So you have January 19th, and I have it already broken out as you can see on the screen right here. So in January, we'll be here, NENC, which means Northeast North Carolina. Then in February, we jump all the way over to the other side of the state, and we do Spark Tank area, which is all the way up in the top, but on the exact opposite side. So this is over on the Tennessee side of the state, right? And so with that location, we are going to be at AB Tech, which is in Buncombe County, right there in the middle. And so we want all of you people to come from, surrounding areas and be able to come there. Then March, we go to Tri-Central, and in Tri-Central, we will be at Davidson Davie Community College, Small Business Center. We'll be there. Then in April, we come right on down, and that's the SPNC area, which is going to be held at the Lockhart Taylor Center, and that's going to be sponsored with South Piedmont Community College. Then we jump over here in May, and that's the CFNC area, and it's also kind of pulled in with Wilmington as well. And so in May, we are going to be, where are we going to be in May? Hold up, let me just look. Montgomery Community College Small Business Center. And then we jump over here to June, and we will be all the way at the beach. So we'll be doing some business at the beach in that particular area at Carteret Community College. And so that's going to be a really great one because at least it starts to warm up by then, right? And my birthday is June 2nd. So I'm not soliciting, but I am just telling you, if you want to bring a gift, anytime in between there is great to bring a gift. But then, we wrap up and come right back over here into the Cap NC area, which is where Thread Capital is located. But we are going to be at Vance Granville Community College in July. So listen, the year is literally jam-packed with greatness for 2024. And I want to hope that, you'll come to one or more than one of these events, because what I know for a fact is when you start to look at these areas and you start to see, okay, well, I might do business there. I'm just telling you, There's plenty of business to be had throughout the state. Now, I'm going to blow this up a little bit just so you can get a little bit of a closer look. And you can kind of check out, where are you in the state? So I would love it if you type in right now, let me know where you're at in the state. And if this is your first time hearing about this event, then we would definitely love for you to be able to register for the time that fits your particular area and come out and see us. All right. Because this is about growing your business. So just to make it a little clearer, then this is where we'll be at. And these are the areas that are covered for January. Every event is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and they will start on time, they will end on time, and it will be full of information. But it's not just the information, it's the connectivity that will be there when you're in the room. There's something electric about being in the room that I think we realized once COVID happened, and you being able to see people face to face that maybe you haven't seen before, but also you being able to meet new people and find out what they do and how they can help you to grow your business. So all of this is going to be happening. And I just want you to see, like, based on where you're at, you see your particular date. And it does not mean that you can't come to the other one. So if there's something else that you see that will work for your schedule, please make sure you add that into your agenda for next year. Now, I'll personally be at all of them. But the thing is, every one of them is going to be different. And everyone's going to be different because of the location, because of the people, and because of the culture that's there, and because of you coming to each individual location. So I'm looking forward to the diversity that is going on throughout our state, seeing who's actually going to be in the room, seeing the businesses that are there and the resource partners, because every area doesn't necessarily have the same resource partners. So this is going to be a really interesting thing. And guess what? Registration opens today. So you can scan that QR code that is on the screen, or you can type in that URL that I have there, and it is case sensitive. So if you're typing in the URL, it's cvent.me/2 lowercase e, and then uppercase N, uppercase M, 7, and then a lowercase r. But if you feel like you just want to scan it, it'll come up on your phone. And again, you can apply and register for multiple locations if you feel like you can come to multiple. And you can also apply to be an exhibitor right there on the screen. And then this way we'll see you at whichever event you choose. So now that we're to the end, I just want you to know that if there's anything that you have as far as questions about being an exhibitor, then you can feel free to go ahead and send me an email. I'm at chisa@ncrulecenter.org. And if you want to follow online, all of the social media platforms for the Rule Center, for Corner Square Capital, for Thread Capital, all of them will have information about this event. So that this way you can access it on social media. And we would love for you to be able to follow us as well at Give It to the People, which is GIVEIT, the number 2, and then THEPPL. We had to have a short version because we'll be putting out information about this as well as other things that will help your business to grow. So my thing for you would be follow on social media, definitely get on the newsletter for the NC Rule Center, and definitely check your email on a regular basis because there's going to be all kinds of goodness that is happening in the year 2024. So I wanted to make this easy, quick for you. And now what I'm going to do is just see if anybody has any questions. So if there are any questions, let me see. Oh, hold up. Was somebody not being able to hear? Everybody should have been able to hear. Can somebody type in? Was anybody not able to hear? I'm just going to type into everybody because the microphone is on. Everything's turned all the way up. Oh, okay. I think somebody may have had something that was out. Okay. Because I'm thinking to myself, so there was a Beth and Beth was having an issue hearing, but maybe it was just her. Okay. Because I make sure, just in case, because I know a lot of you may not know me, I make sure I check all of my stuff tech-wise. Do my little run throughs and everything. So I just wanted to make sure. And I didn't want to go too fast, but I definitely wanted to make sure that this presentation would be done in no more than 30 minutes. But does anybody have any questions? And Tosh, I see you're on. So is there anything else that you would like me to mention possibly about this event? Okay, good. Tanika, thank you saying you could hear as well. So yeah, I guess that one person may have had an issue. The thing is, whenever you're doing stuff online, if you ever have a problem, go out and come back in, because usually it's a connectivity issue. But I always try to make sure that I check, that everything is in place, and that I'm loud enough for people, and just to make sure that you get all the information that you need. But does anybody have a question? Now, the one thing that I would think that you may have a question, well, what if I'm a service-based business? I think personally, if you're a service-based business, that's that even a better thing, because oftentimes, depending upon what your service is, if it is something that you can offer that's online, or you just come day of kind of thing, that would be good to be anywhere in the state. Now, if you're something that's more localized, then you may just want to come to where your particular area is. So I can tell you that the organizations that are involved, if you're interested in getting funding for your business, this is definitely the place for you to be at. But if you're also interested in learning some of the other things that are available in your community, as far as mentorship, additional, resources that you may not have had, just programs, those kind of things, those are the definite great things for you to come out for, because the people in your community know what's happening in your community. And you have to kind of really look at the fact that every community is different. And so when I say community, I'm talking about, your city, but also your county, and then your whole entire region. And then the state is larger than all of the rest of that. But maybe you're not necessarily trying to conquer the whole state. Maybe you just need a little more business where you're at. And so if that's what you're interested in, this is definitely going to be a great event for you to come out to. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions. So I do want to let you know that this is being recorded. And so this will be available for people to watch a little bit later. So if you're watching it on the replay and you still want to contact me, you're more than welcome to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just allow you to kind of look at where you can find out more information. So if you go to giveit-to-the-people.com/rural road trip, then you can also send a message if you do have any questions after this. And so if you're watching on the replay and you want to send a question and you weren't live, then this gives you the opportunity to do that. But you can now go there and you can register for every one of the events that is happening, and you can find out all the information, and we will consistently update this as we go through the rest of the rural road trips. All right. So since I don't see any questions, then I guess that means we did a great job today. And I'm going to give you back about 7 minutes or 8 minutes of your time for coming out today. Thank you so much for watching. And we look forward to seeing you on the rural road trip in 2024. But hopefully you'll join us in January 19th at Elizabeth City State University, and just expect everything is going to be dropping online. So I know for a fact at 12:30, you will see that the tickets are on sale. But guess what? Since you watched us live, you will be able to check it right now and go ahead and get your tickets. Okay. So you guys have a great day. Thank you for coming out. Make sure you always show up and show out, and continue to give it to the people. And we'll see you on the Rural Road Trip Small Business Edition in 2024.